Hello, I'm Ken, and this is Inside the Toon. This is my extended review of the Newcastle's loss on Boxing Day at Manchester United at Old Trafford against Manchester United. 1-0. Manchester scored a stunning first half volley, proving very decisive despite the Magpies dominating possession and registering 16 shots, extending their winless Premier League run to 3 matches now. And the away form is getting near to be abysmal, I'm afraid. The 1-0s are starting to kill us and hurt us. The 0-0s at the beginning of the season are now a reflection of where we are. We are doing really well in the Cups and in the Champions League. We are suffering from a huge injury list again, as normal, which is what always happens to Newcastle. Our Boxing Day blues continue because I rarely see Newcastle. I've seen Newcastle win on Boxing Day in my entire life, to be honest. You can look at a couple of my shorter videos from last week, the series of The Ghost of Christmas Past, which generally haunts me and Newcastle. So what do? I've been doing this since the beginning of December, and I have a series of pre-match videos that I produce, and which are my thoughts, Eddie's comments, pre-match conference, my predicted team, which I never get anywhere near what Eddie produces on the day, and my predicted score, of which occasionally I get right, but not often enough to obviously beat the bookies, because there's just far too many options if you want to get a correct score. So as I say, this is Inside the Toon. I'm Ken, a lifelong Newcastle United supporter. So come along and join me, and let's review the match which we lost. So let's take a look at the first half. Newcastle kicked off. There's a very early foul on Lewis Hall. Man U had a corner which was headed over. In about the 6 minute, Gordon closed down really well and chased in pressurised. And we started to get into the game at that point. They'd not really been, Man U had the ball most of the time up to at that point. It was very cat and mouse. We got a corner in the 11th minute, which was won by, again, Nick Voltemada, pressing. Tonali took it, and the ball nearly went in. It was so close. In the 13th minute, again, Murphy had a chance, blocked, and out came their goalie. And the game sort of meandered that way for a bit, to be honest. More crosses from Murphy. Hall was fouled again on the touchline, about 40 yards out. The free kick, it bounced around, but it was cleared eventually. Tonali was tugged back and fouled soon after. Again, cleared by Man U's back line, which was very good at this point. So again, we're attacking, and there's a corner after Ramsey and Bruno exchange passes. And again, this time at the back post, Man U cleared it. 20th minute, Bruno's fouled. You see the trend in this game, can't you? In the 20th minute, just after that, Gordon tried to beat his full back, passed a Hall, and resulting in a corner. We took a short one, a bit frustrating to be honest. I know they try different things. Um, the cross came to the far post and Shah, well, he caught it with his foot, but it went straight into the goalie's arms. It wasn't difficult to save, to be honest. Manu attacked, had a shot, Ramsdale saved, and then it was parried and cleared by Chow. So another volley for Manu, and this time it went in. It'd been cleared by Big Nick, but it ended up just on the edge of the box, and it was a good volley, to be honest. Ramsey tried to block it with his foot and stop it, but no chance. Very disappointing. We had been pressing at that point, and I expected us to have done better at the corner and at least cover the men on the edge of the box. We do seem to crowd the 6-yard box, but we leave spaces between there and the edge of the penalty box, which Manu had about 2 players ready to pounce. Unlucky that Nick's header fell straight to the Manu player, but hey, another day it would have gone somewhere else. Maybe a more powerful header would have got it away. 30th minute, again Manu broke. 5-on-3, we defended it, which was good. And then soon after that, Cunha for Manu skinned Miley by the touchline. Murphy did really, really well to get back and kick the ball out for a corner to Manu. The corner was headed away by Miley. Free kick to Newcastle. Break, shot by Manu, saved by Ramsdale in the 33rd minute. Cannot remember what that was. But Manu were rampant at this point in time. We'd not really sort of recovered from the goal that had been scored against us, and it was still 1-0 at 35 minutes. So the first half was coming to a close. Newcastle were failing to find each other with the first ball, and you could see the frustration on the pitch, in the crowd, and at home watching it on TV. In the 40th minute, Hall and Gordon were pressing hard to get us back in the game. The ball comes across into the box from a Murphy cross. Gordon tries to touch it in, inches away he was. Outstretched. Could have got it, but it wasn't to be. Manu were defended well after that as Miley tried to get the ball. 44th minute, Tonali is fouled. The ref does not give it. The play is stopped eventually by the ref because Tonali was really lying on the floor and not moving a great deal, in pain. Half time came, so not a great half for Newcastle. Manu had controlled most of the first half, to be honest. Although we did press and we did try to shoot and we did try to score. So you expected us to come out in the second half and produce something that was closer to the way we played against Chelsea than the way we'd just played the first half against Man U. Not sure why we were inconsistent with this home and away form, but it's startling at the moment, and the extremes between the two. Second half began. Hall went on a run, beat 3 players, passed it to Murphy, who passed it to Big Nick. A nice touch back to Ramsey, who cut in and unfortunately then fell over. 47th minute, again, Miley attacks the touchline and is fouled. Free kick. Manu cleared the resulting free kick and Newcastle get a corner. The corner's taken to the near post. Miley jumps, Manu clear, only for the ball to come back in again and result in another corner. This one ended up with Shah at the back post. He shoots and it's deflected wide. So a good start by Newcastle up to this point. We were pretty much on it, and we were getting corners, as you can see. We did take another short corner in the 52nd minute, and Hall to Ramsey crossed and cleared. Gordon got the ball back and another cross, and it was gathered by the Manu goalie this time. We then went in the 56th minute. I think it was well over 20 passes. A lot of them were sort of defensive, midfield, sort of sideways passes, trying to find the space for, the killer pass. Unfortunately, it didn't really happen. And when we did lose the ball, Sesko broke and was through, basically, after Bruno had been caught in the middle of the park with the ball. Somebody should have shouted, "Man on." Anyhow, Sesko hits the bar, to my relief and every other Newcastle supporter's relief. 60th minute, Manu make 2 changes. And then they're the first changes that we see in the match so far on the hour mark. 61st minute, Hall, great run, shoots 25 yards out and hits the bar, for God's sake. Corner to Newcastle. It scrambles around. The ball's cleared by Manu. At which point the play stopped because VAR's taken a look at a potential handball by Martinez. In reality, it's a handball. Under the rules, it wasn't intentional, so therefore it wasn't a handball. And therefore we didn't get a penalty. I have a number of pictures. I'm not going to put them up. There's no point. But you can see the arm is outstretched, and the ball comes off of there onto there. And because it came off the chest onto the arm, it's not deemed a handball. I don't understand this complicated handball set of rules anymore, to be honest. And I just wish we go back to a straight. If it hits your arm or your hand, it's handball, and it's a free kick or penalty, whatever comes first. So in the 65th minute, they flashed up the possession that Newcastle had, 76%. 76%, folks, that is ridiculous. And we're 1-0 down. So in the 66th minute, we had a great move. And again, Gordon, who's having a really good game by now, just misses the goal. Could he have scored? Maybe. Who knows? Well, we do know he didn't. So in the 67th minute, Eddie makes his subs, his first substitutions. There's 3 of them. Joe Linton, Visser and Barnes come on for Big Nick, Jacob Murphy and Jacob Ramsey. Fresh legs, like-for-like changes as far as any formation changes are concerned. 69th minute, really. Manu probably have their first attack of the second half, or maybe it's the second, because obviously Sesko came through on us earlier. Felt like their first one when I recorded the notes. 71st minute, Miley crosses. The ball's in the box. Visser heads it down. Not the strongest of headers. And Joe Linton hacks at the ball and it is cleared. Desperation try, but 72nd minute, Tonali's frustrated after what was a handball earlier, and he gets booked, but it does stop a a Man U counter-attack. From the free kick, Darlow misses a big chance for Man U. Big chance. 74th minute, Gordon and Hall link up really well. But it ends up with a poor ball in and fizzles out. In the 75th minute, Visser's caught really late, but no foul is given. Hey, come on, ref. 76th minute, Willock's on for Tonali. That was probably because of the booking, to be honest, and probably saved Tonali getting sent off later, maybe. 77th minute, Bruno runs into the Man U box, corner. This was followed by a great corner. The ball does not fall to a Toon player, unfortunately. If only. 79th minute, it's Newcastle. Big Joe's looking good. Seemed to be getting back to his good form, which was nice to see. 80th minute, Man U break. Cunha shoots wide of the post. Willock then gets on the end of a ball and shoots, and it's saved. Willock crosses then, soon after, just over the head of Visser and Joe Linton. See where it's going, folks? Not for the lack of effort in trying now. Another great pass followed. Great passing move followed. Gordon gets under it, and it's skied over the bar. That's when the real frustration for me started to come in. I thought we were going to score but away in the second half easily. Right to the end, to be honest. 85th minute, Man U player hitting the head by the ball and stays down. The rest stops play. Newcastle were attacking. Now this rule is becoming a joke. It's just another ploy to stop the game. Whenever a goalie sits down, whenever a player goes down and holds his head, hey-ho, the ref has to blow. It's the law. It's just cheating. You know, Newcastle had two players on the touchline with the ball, heading towards the touchline, with about 4 players in the box. What happened after that? Ball was dropped and Man U were only about 5 feet away from us. Absolute joke. During this time, Man U wasted 2 minutes with bringing on 2 subs. Another joke. So play restarted in about the 88th minute. We lost about 3 or 4 minutes there. Gordon crossed. Joe Linton rose really well and the ball went over the bar. 89th minute, Gordon and Hall combined crosses. Miley shoots over the bar, just too high. He was just tipping back as he went to kick the ball. Just. In his control and in the goals that he has scored with his feet are usually placing the ball down low and off they go. 7 minutes of added time were added. Hall was fouled virtually immediately and Cunha was booked. We had a great cross from Bruno. The Man U goalie just got the ball. 94th minute, Gordon was twisting and turning, crossed it for it to go out. And in the 96th minute, I think we had to put our last attack. It came to nothing. The game was over by about the 98th because the ref added a touch more for the time waste in the Man U, which both Eddie Howe and Tyndall complained to the 4th official halfway through the second half and continue to complain about the amount of time wasted. Hard to understand how we failed to score in the second half, to be honest. Look at that attack momentum chart. All blue in the second half, virtually, except for 1-2 points where Man U I think one was the bar that Sesko hit, and the other one was Cunha who put it wide. A frustrating end to the game. Disappointment all over the faces of the Newcastle players and staff and supporters. And we just need to be able to play for, 90 minutes. Get the goals, control the game. It's a lot easier. So these are the slides that I put out immediately today. Actually, these are the Eddie slides in my reflection on the game. So this piece is the short version of what's just gone before. You can see all of Eddie's comments. You can see stats, and you can go and watch the video if you wish. It's only about 2 minutes 50 long. Pretty much Eddie obviously disappointed, thought the players tried really hard, physically thought we're not as sharp as we were against Chelsea, which is a fair statement, although we did have 5 days off for the first time in about 3 months. I think the key here is the amount of shots that we had and the amount of shots we had in the box. And I said that in my short video. I think the key here to me was the number of shots we had inside the box. 14 out of our 16 shots were inside the box. 7 of those were blocked, obviously, because we were inside the box. Our cross count was quite high as well. I don't have it on this chart, unfortunately. Our XG was at least 1 goal. I think it was 1.18. So it does show, it could have been 1-1. We could have won 2-3-1, to be honest. If we got that first goal in the second half early on, we would have gone on to win this. They would have crumbled. The duels, we won 54% of the duels, which was the same amount, actually, that we won against Chelsea. Just goes to show, really, doesn't it? So Eddie's not wrong when he said we cut through them a lot of times. We put a lot of crosses in, and the chances were not there. If we'd scored that equalising goal, the momentum would have been with us, but it was not to be, said Eddie. He thought Anthony Gordon played really well, very direct, full of running. So I think Anthony, to be fair to him, continued his performance that he put in against Chelsea, which was, in my word, excellent. Yet the goal was not there. So Anthony, I think, is gone most of this year not scoring a Premier League goal now. Although, obviously for England in Champions League and Carabao Cup, he excels. Just need the bread and butter stuff to start coming in as well. That's not really a criticism, Anthony. The whole team needs the change of, attitude, consistency away from home. Not sure what it is. Obviously, the injuries don't help us, but that's never going to be an excuse because we've always got injuries. So, hey, And if we look at the other YouTubers, frustration mainly. Paul said Groundhog Day. Matty thought it was embarrassing at the Magpie channel. Adam P is peed off with the Mickey taking that he keeps getting, and the rest of the Newcastle away supporters keep getting. But the Everton game was it seems a long time ago now. To be honest, if you want to watch the extended highlights, go to the Newcastle United channel and you'll see them there. And in Newcastle Fans TV, got to give them a special mention, really. They cover live, not just the men, the women, and the academy. You have to give them credit. I think there's 2 or 3 of these guys that do it. and they do it well. So if you've not been to their channel, go to them. All these channels are good. And if I had space, I would have added in whatever Craig Hope and Keith Downey, the journalists and sports presenters. I would add them in as well to people I go to watch. So we're off next to Burnley, December the 30th, 7:30 kickoff. Looking forward to that. Really want 3 points to end the year, and that would take us on 26 and probably keep us around about 11th, 12th or 13th, depending on how today's games go and how the games go over on the 30th. So if you enjoyed this, and if you're still listening, well done. And hit the like button, subscribe, and do all those nice things. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I intend to continue doing this. I enjoy the creativity of putting all the slides together, recording my notes during the match, and then doing this the video vlogging bit. So anyhow, take care. I'm Waffling. I'm Ken, and this is Inside the Toon.